Hey, this is Deepak here from digitaldeepak.com, and in this video I want to give you a quick overview of Google Analytics. Learning to use Google Analytics is your first step in understanding analytics, and obviously analytics is one of the most important parts of digital marketing. Analytics is also one of the biggest advantages of digital marketing because you do not get analytics when you are doing traditional marketing. For example, if you are running a TV ad, you have no idea how many people who have actually looked at your ad. If you are running an ad in a newspaper, you have no idea of how many people who have actually read your ad. But online, you will be able to track different things like time spent on the site, how many people clicked on your ad, how many people engaged with it, and all these things. So analytics is really beautiful, and that's what makes digital marketing very efficient by tracking the results. So in the previous lesson, I showed you how to install Google Analytics on your website. I hope you have installed it and I hope you have started getting your first few visitors to your website. So here I am inside one of my analytics accounts, and this is an account just for an experimental blog that I set up, and it has not received much traffic, but this should be more than enough to explain what analytics is all about and what are the most important features inside analytics. So I will show you some of the features that I use frequently inside Google Analytics. So as soon as you log in into Google Analytics, what you see is audience and overview. So here you will see something called sessions. So for example, if you look at this particular date, you can see that Monday, December 7th, one of my websites which we are reviewing here has got 109 sessions. So what is a session? 109 sessions does not mean it is 109 visitors. Visitors or users is a little bit less. So you can see in the past 30 days, which is November 19th through December 19th, you can see there has been 1,182 sessions, but only 1,168 visitors, right? That's because sessions is calculated as one visitor, unique visitor from a unique IP address and computer in a 30-minute period. So if I visit a website and I visit the website again after 30 minutes, it is counted as two sessions. But users are calculated once in every 24 hours, which means that if I visit a website and visit it even after 1 hour, I am still counted as one user. So this is the major difference between sessions and page views, which you should understand as soon as you start learning Google Analytics. And also we have something called page views. Page views means every time a page is viewed, it's called a page view. So whenever I go into a site and I visit 3 pages on the site, which means that I have generated 3 page views. So page views is usually more than sessions, and you can see that pages per session is 1.19. Right? So basically, if you multiply 1,182 into 1.19, you get 1,407 visitors. That's the number of page views. So page views divided by number of sessions is what you get as pages per session. And you see average session duration is the average amount of time that people have spent on your website. And then you have something called bounce rate. Bounce rate is 90.52%, which means that 90.52% of the people who visit the site visit only one page and they do not go into further pages. So for my site Digital Deepak, this bounce rate is little bit less. It's around 60 to 70%, which means that the website has more engagement. When people come to my site, they visit more than one page. But for this particular website in question, people who come to the site, 90% of the people do not go to any other page on the site. Also, when you look at percentage new sessions, you can see 89% of the people who have visited my site in the past 30 days are new sessions. They are not people who have visited earlier. And you can see the same 89.85% appear here, which is basically new visitors, and 10.2% is returning visitors. So this is what you see on the home page, and these are the basic stuff that you need to understand. And here you will have segments. If you need to add a separate segment, for example, if you need to calculate what is the amount of direct traffic, you just put a tick mark here and you click on apply, and then you will see start seeing the direct traffic versus all sessions comparison on this page. So you can see direct sessions has been very less for this site. It's around for example, December 18th, direct traffic has been 5 sessions and all sessions has been 21 sessions. So that's it. As for a basic overview, Google Analytics is a very deep software. It has lots and lots of options. So we cannot definitely cover it in one day, but this is just to give you an introduction, because in the previous lesson you have installed Google Analytics, right? So I will show you some of the other features as well. So when you go into demographics, so let us remove this first. Alright, so when you go into demographics, you will be able to see an overview. So right now demographics is not enabled. For this account, you have to click on enable before you can actually start seeing demographics for your account. So right now you can see that I have enabled demographics, and once it is enabled, after 24 hours I will be able to see the age and gender of the people. So Google collects this data based on the profiles on Google Plus. So recently I published an article about how you can find more demographic data of your users using Facebook. So Facebook is also giving you a lot of analytics. So here you can see this particular article you can read to learn more how to get deeper insights on your visitors. So I use Google Analytics and I use Facebook alternatively. So here you can see inside Facebook audience insights, you will be able to see where your visitors are coming from, and what is the male female distribution and what is the age distribution of your visitors. So these numbers are a little bit more accurate on Facebook than on Google. All right, so again you can see interests overview. Again this comes under demographics, so right now we don't have any data here. Then we have geographic locations. So now we can start seeing the geography distribution of where our visitors are coming from. You can see that most of the visitors are from India, 594 sessions. You will be able to see the percentage of visitors who are coming from India as well. And once you click on India, you will be able to see what is the distribution inside India. So here you can see this particular website is targeted at Tamil Nadu, and here you can see most of the visitors have come from Tamil Nadu. So here you will be able to see some interesting insights, and again you will be able to get number of new sessions, number of new users, pages per session, and all such details for each and every subcategory, right? And then you look at behavior. We have new versus returning people, which we have already seen on the home page. We can see the percentage of new versus returning visitors, and we can see individual analytics of each of these visitors, right? So you can see returning visitors are more familiar with the site, they see more pages on average. So here you can see the bounce rate is marginally less, and obviously the page views is high, time spent on the site is high, who come back to the site. So then you have frequency and reach metrics as well. This is how what is the frequency of visitors and what is the reach of visitors. So if you browse around and just see all the options that are available, you should be able to make sense of it. So here you can see engagement. Most of the visitors are spending less than 10 seconds on the site, and then there are some users who spend more seconds. So this is just an experimental website, right? So these statistics are much different. For my own blog, I get a lot of visitors who spend a lot of time on the site. Then you can also see the browser and OS of your users. So this helps you design your website accordingly. So most of the WordPress blogs load well on all the browsers. So you can see Chrome is the #1 browser, then we have Firefox, then we have UC browser, and then of course Internet Explorer is all the way at the 7th position. I still wonder why people use Internet Explorer. And network, so here you can see what is the network. So broadband, BSNL, Vodafone, Opera, Google. So here we don't have very accurate data. So Bharti Internet, Bharti Telnet is Airtel here, and then I don't know what this is, but you get some data about it. Then you can see overview of mobile device category. What is the distribution of people visiting from desktop, mobile, and tablet? And then you have distribution of devices as well. So what are all the devices that people use? So a lot of people use Google Nexus 5, then it's Apple iPhone, then it's Motorola. So here you can see it is not set. So analytics is not able to determine what device they are using. You can see Apple iPad, and you can see all the top devices that people use. This will be interesting once you start getting a lot of visitors. You will be able to see what devices your users are using. So this is all we have in the audience tab. I will quickly show you inside real time. So real time shows you how many visitors are on your website real time. So this website is salem.in, and if I go to Salem.in, you will be able to see that the count will go up here. So you just saw that, right? So I went to Salem.in homepage, and you can see I am the only visitor on the site right now. So if at all I click a particular page and go inside it, and now I can see that uh, again this is one visitor, and this is from Bangalore, so that's where I am doing visiting it, and this is the page that I am visiting right now. So this is the top active pages. So this is an excellent tool. So if you are doing some promotion and if you are expecting a lot of visitors in a short time, you can see which areas of your site are popular right now. Then I will quickly go over acquisition tab. So inside acquisition, you will be able to see where I am acquiring the users from. You will be able to see the distribution. So here you can see it is around 37% referral traffic, 34% organic traffic, then we have direct traffic, and then we have traffic from social also. This is not 100% accurate because sometimes you end up getting traffic from social websites such as Facebook, and it gets marked as direct traffic. So that happens. So referral, organic, direct, social, this is the distribution. Then if you go inside channels, you will be able to see little bit more information, like if you want to see organic traffic, more in-depth look. So this is the number of organic visitors I am getting to the site every day, around 12 visitors to 20 visitors every day. And here you will be able to see what are all the keywords that people are using. Of course, Google does not show you most of the keywords that people use. So here you can see 73% of the people who have used keywords, Google is not showing it to us. And then you can see tree maps. So for this you need to link your AdWords and analytics account. So this is something we will go into deeper when we understand analytics in a deeper way. This will come in the analytics module in the future. Then you have source and medium. So here you can see Google Organic is the source, and if you look at referral traffic, you will be able to see where the referral traffic is coming from. And again, if you just go inside Google and Google/organic, of course, here you will be able to mention secondary dimensions. For example, you can have multiple dimensions and analyze accordingly. So just play around this tool, and you will be able to make better sense of it eventually. Many of the options are not very important. You just need to know that it exists. So here you can see what is the most referrals I get. Here you can see from mobile Facebook. On Facebook I have got lots of visitors. Then you have AdWords. If you are running AdWords campaigns, you will be able to get the AdWords data right here inside analytics. Inside search engine optimization, you will be able to connect Google Webmaster Tools and Google Analytics. So I have written an article about it. You should read that. How to integrate. So this is what you have to do to integrate Google Webmasters and Google Analytics. So read this article to learn how to integrate both of them. So if you have an AdWords account, that also you should integrate here. Then you have data about social traffic, and then you have data about campaign traffic as well here. So then I will show you something about the behavior. So behavior is where you will be able to see what are all the pages that people visit. So once you go inside behavior, you will be able to see what are all the top 10 pages that people visit in the past 30 days. And once you click on a specific URL, you will be able to get more data for that particular page. So that is the beauty of Google Analytics. It collects all the data, and whatever data that you need for a specific page, then you will be able to get. Or if you want data for a specific demographic also, you will be able to get. For example, if I want to check the medium for this particular page, what is the different traffic sources? So 89 came via referral, 168 via organic, and 91 is not tracked. So that I am able to see inside site content. I can see what are all the top landing pages, what are all the top pages that people visit when they enter the website, and what are all the top pages that people spend before they exit on the website, so that I am able to see here. Again, you can see there are a lot of errors, a lot of other URLs which does not make any sense, but I can see that these two pages and the home page are the major pages from where people are spending time. Then I can see site speed data as well. Site speed data is very important in terms of your page should load very fast if you have to rank well in the search engines. It is very important for SEO. Then I can see page timings here as well. So the load speed for each and every page. Then there are some suggestions. Then you have internal site search. We can do events. This is a bit of an advanced topic. Then you have content experiments where you can do split testing. You have in-page analytics where Google will show you where exactly people are clicking on the page. So it will load the page, and this will be more like page analytics. So there is also a page analytics plugin in Google Chrome which helps you find out people click where on your site, or all the links which are very popular. So right now it looks like we have a problem with page analytics. It asked me to install page analytics Chrome extension. So this is something you can try. No, I'm not covering it in this video. And then we have conversion tracking also, goals, e-commerce, multi-channel funnels and attribution. Again, this is very advanced topics which I will cover separately in the analytics module. So this video is all about just giving you an overview of analytics so that you can start using Google Analytics to understand how visitors behave on your site better and get comfortable with analytics. So there are lots of analytics tools. We have Kissmetrics, we have Crazy Egg, we have Hotjar Analytics, and all these things will be covered in the analytics module in the future. And as you know, we are just in the beginning stage of learning digital marketing. You have installed your website, you have your site ready, you have Google Webmaster Tools account, and you have analytics account. Now this is the next step where you are learning analytics, right? And there is nothing stopping you from going and learning it yourself. Like for example, if you want to learn how to set up conversions inside Google Analytics, all you need to do is just search on Google, or you can wait for my future lessons. So if you have any questions, ask it in the forum, or you can mail it to me. So thank you for watching this lesson, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.